You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena. Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Bahamas Association of Compliance Officers hosting its 8th annual Northern Bahamas Conference at the Pelican Bay Resort on Grand Bahama today. The one-day symposium featured the Attorney General, who challenged members of that organization to continue along the path of nation building. Joan Davis-Rolle reports.
The Attorney General, Senator the Honorable Allison Maynard Gibson, says the Bahamas is leading the way in the region on many fronts, and she commended members of the Bahamas Association of Compliance Officers, BACO, for the role they are playing in making this country a secure jurisdiction.
BACO is highly regarded in the region as a pace setter, and we urge you to continue that regional thrust. You will have seen recently that the minister hosted a FATCA conference here in the Bahamas that was for the CARICOM. The Bahamas is a regional leader, and we want to be the regional leader. So as BACO joins that effort, we create the critical mass for everybody that is in the sector and wishes to join the sector to understand that the Bahamas, that the sector is the place to be.
The Attorney General also noted that significant strides are being made in another vital government agency, which seeks to improve the level of services offered to the sector.
As of our meeting this week, we are preparing to launch a pilot project earlier than May. And once we, through that pilot project, iron out the kinks, we will then completely roll it out. And of course, Grand Bahama will benefit from that project as well.
Shifting her attention to proposed changes in this country's immigration policies, she urged BACO members to become a part of the national debate.
It's very, very important to join this immigration debate. How is the immigration policy going to be utilized to shape the future development of the Bahamas? That's the question. And all of you want to be involved in that discussion.
Senator Maynard Gibson then made this announcement.
The CFATF plenary will be held here in Grand Bahama in November, here in Freeport. This is a very significant meeting. We will have all of the world international important financial services organizations, IMF, IDB, World Bank, they will all be here, of course, as well as all of the member countries as well.
Joan Davis-Rolle, Saturday Network News.
Well, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, also addressed the one-day conference. In this report, he highlights the significance of compliance officers and how a well-regulated industry helps to sustain economic growth. Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, told those in attendance that a well-regulated industry is vital to sustaining business on Grand Bahama and throughout the Bahamas.
Attracting new business in this current economic climate is challenging. So it is important that we demonstrate why the Bahamas should be the jurisdiction of choice. Investors need to know that they are operating in a safe, regulated environment where the protection for their investment and money is a priority. The Bahamas Association of Compliance Officers are to be commended for enhancing the integrity of the second pillar of our Bahamian economy. Its role in strengthening the reputation of the Bahamas as well as a regulated jurisdiction and as a key player in the international financial community.
He says Grand Bahama's stability relies heavily on three principal sectors: tourism, the maritime industry, and the financial services sector. He notes that cooperation from the private and public sectors help to drive growth in these industries.
Legislation is required to elevate the standard of how business is conducted across all sectors and to ensure that international requirements are being met. More specifically, new and modern day policies are required to regulate our maritime and industrial sector on Grand Bahama Island and to protect the environment where these businesses are conducted. Today, I am proud to announce that the Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Environment are in the process of bringing to Parliament amendments to the 1965 Freeport bylaws, and this would prepare us for what is about to happen in our industrial sector.
He gave this charge to the national compliance officers.
As compliance officers, it is your duty to ensure that businesses and industries are in line with all the laws, rules, and policies, both nationally and internationally. You must also assess and manage risk properly in order to safeguard stability of financial institutions and the jurisdictions in which you operate. Training and education are key to the success of any industry, and compliance is no exception, and you're clearly demonstrating this today with this seminar.
Well, police over in Abaco conducting Operation Sunshine on the streets of Abaco from Treasure Key to Crown Haven. During the course of the exercise, a number of vehicles and persons were searched, and a total of 8 persons were cited and warned for various traffic infractions. Police say Operation Sunshine is in keeping with the Commissioner's Policing Plan 2013 Priority Number 4, which is enforcing the rules of the road. In the meantime, the Royal Bahamas Police Force is encouraging the motoring public to drive with due care and attention. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues right after this.